Greetings everyone, how are you all doing? Happy New Year again. Today I'm going to show you how to make onion powder, white onion powder or brown onion powder. Okay, what I'm going to do now is just to peel the onion, take off all the outer skins, and if you have a compass or flour bed, you can easily put the onion skins on them. Okay, so I'm just peeling. You may notice that I've got a glove on my right hand. I've recently had an operation to remove a lump that I've had over the years. Thank God. Okay, so you just carefully just remove the skins and all the other brown bits. Okay, then you give your onions a rinse. And just dry them off with some kitchen towels just to make sure they're dry. So you start cutting them up. Okay, so we're going to cut them. We're going to cut them up into thin slices. And just put them on the plates. Just be careful, the knife can easily slip when you're doing this. And since I couldn't do it anymore properly, I just did it this way, just to slice them up. struggling a little bit, so I just decided just to start doing it the old-fashioned way by just holding it instead of doing it, cutting it upon the board. You know, but you just have to be careful when you're handling knives. Okay, I just decided that was enough. Okay. What I'm doing here is just take out the bits that are not sliced properly. You can use that for something else when you're cooking. Okay, so now I'm going to put them in the food dehydrator. Okay, you just put the slices down. Just giving some room for when you turn the dehydrator on so that the heat can go through. So I'm just stocking up the trays, making sure that they're lining up correctly. going to turn my food dehydrator to the highest number for about roughly an hour. And after an hour, I will come back and turn it down to about 50 and let it keep running. Okay, then I came back and checked it, and what I'm doing is sort of rotating the trays. So from the top to the bottom, and from the bottom to the top. If you look at them, they look a little bit, not completely, but some of them is a bit wilted, which means the dehydrator is working. So once again, I just space them out a little bit so that the heat can go through evenly. Okay. A few hours, after about 4 hours, this is what it looks like. Okay, they're still not completely dry if you have a very good look. So what I did was to leave it, put it on again, and then come back the following day. It takes a full day to get this dry. Okay, once it's dry, it doesn't look a lot because all the moisture has been taken out. But it's a process that you have to be patient with. Okay, and that's the amount from the 3 brown or white onions. Okay, so now I'm going to place them in my grinder. Okay, don't overfill it, just put a little bit at a time. Okay, now you start the process of grinding the onions, the dry onions, into powder. Okay, and that's what it looks like once it's dried. Okay. As you can see, it is fine. Okay. If there's any inside that, once you've done that, if there's any that's not fine enough, then you just remove it so that you can get your powder. And what I have found grinding my own onions, dehydrating them and grinding them into powder, it makes it a lot more better, and it's a lot more favorable. You know, you'll get more flavor from it, and the powder is also a little bit sweeter than you would those that you would have bought in the shop. As I said, everything takes a little bit of time, but it's being patient in the kitchen. Okay, so you just carry on the process until it's all finished. I'm just going to add a little salt, about, say, roughly quarter of a teaspoon, and the salt is just to keep it your preservative. If you don't need salt, if you don't want salt, you cannot use salt, you don't need to. That's just my preference. Okay, once you've done that, you just mix it up. As I've said, if you do find any that's not ground up, just take it out. Okay, I was just trying to make sure there were no lumps. Okay, and as you can see, you've got some beautiful onion powder. You can use this in anything that you're cooking that requires onion powder. Doesn't that looks beautiful? Lovely. Okay, so now I'm just gonna store it in my jam jar and just use it when I need to in my cooking. Okay, and that's the amount that I've got from the 3 onions. Okay, so thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Have a lovely day and take care now. God bless. Bye.